everybody, welcome back to Piece of Beauty. Today I'm here again with another tag, which is the perfect palette tag. I figured I had enough palettes to be able to fulfill all of the questions, even though I kind of double dipped a little bit in one of the questions. I'm using the same palette twice. But overall, I think I have a very good range of palettes that I thought I could perhaps talk about as far as, the criteria that we are, as far as the questions selecting what would be part of the perfect palette tag. So let me jump right in. The first question is for me, what's the best palette compared as far as packaging? So best packaging. The one I selected is a little unusual, I'm sure, and I selected the Kat Von D Lady Bird palette. And the reason I like this so much, and I know I'm gonna open and the pencil's gonna pop out because it always does, but I like the fact that when you push the button, if I have my hand out, it opens up and then you can actually, and it holds in place the mirror up. So when you're doing your makeup and stuff, even though it has a pencil that sometimes jumps off, but if you're doing your makeup, you don't have to, you can hold the bottom like this and then use your shadows, you don't have to hold the mirror. I kind of like that, even though, if you're on the go putting your makeup on, it might be the case for this. And I like it, it's sort of like metalish, but yet it's compact. And I just like it. I feel that there's not enough, there's no stupid applicators here that you don't use. It comes with a pencil. The shades are big enough, big mirror. I just love this. I love the palette and I love the packaging. So this is and besides it's beautiful too. The front of it with the lady, with the design. I just think it's a beautiful packaging. What can I say? Second one, best color payoff. The one I selected was the Lorac Pro palette, which also is part of one of my little babies. I really, really love this palette. And the color payoff for the Lorac shades in general is amazing. So I had to select this one. This one could easily be also my most used, my most loved. But I figure I would include this in the best color payoff. Love the Lorac shadows. I have at least 2 more Lorac palettes that I'm going to be talking about in this tag. Next is most versatile. And this is where you're going to see I'm going to double dip. The one I selected is this Smashbox Photo Op Mega Palette. This was a special on the QVC channel website a while back. Maybe a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And I actually got this because of Emily Noel, 83. She talked about this palette at a time when she had just gotten, and I was just starting with my obsession with makeup and buying everything in sight. And I saw this and I just couldn't resist based on the amount of product that you get in here. And the fact that you can do anything you want with this palette basically. So check this out if you haven't seen it yet. It has all the trios for this what is it called? The photo op category of shades. So this is all eyeshadow right here. And then you go on the other side, also shadows here. And they're all divided into these trios that you can easily figure out what to do with, like that. And in the middle, if it having hundreds of shades is not enough, they give you the whole shebang in the middle here of stuff. So the top here, these 2 rows are gel liners. Then this part right here is brow products. Then you have these 2 big blushes in the middle. These are all highlights, and these are lip products, which, I've used most this one. I don't care too much for those because it's all in the same area. But I categorize this as the most versatile because if you have this palette and basically like a foundation and a powder, you're good to go because everything else you need is here, except for bronzer, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Priscilla, except for a lot of different things. But what I'm trying to get at is it is versatile because you can do any kind of look you want with this palette. So I just love it. And you're going to see me double dipping into this palette a little later in the tag. So this was most versatile. Next is best for traveling. And I have to say, it's this little palette I got from Lorac also. And it was a special edition for Haute Look. And it's called the Femme Fatale, or Femme Fatale. And this is the reason why I like it so much, because it has such a nice range of shades and it's so tiny and compact. And in fact, when you close like this, it's not so easy to open. A lot of times I have to leverage with something to open, which is good when you're traveling, because you don't want this to open in your makeup bag and then starts, you know, breaking and getting powder all over the place. So this is for me one of my favorite little palettes to travel with, because I can do all kinds of looks with it. A more neutral day look, and then if I need to spruce it up a little bit, I can do it also because it has darker shades. And like I said, it's so difficult to open. It's a good thing because, you know, you don't have to worry about opening and messing up all your makeup bag when you're traveling. So again, another Lorac product. What am I gonna say? Biggest regret. Well, I have to say it is the Too Faced Bonbon kit that came out last year. And this year they had it in, I think it was in Sephora, and it was a discounted price. And don't get me wrong, it comes with a little shadow insurance and the mascara, which took me some time to realize how good it was, and I've been using a lot. But the shadows themselves I like, but there are quite a few of them that are so glittery and chunky. I don't see myself navigating towards this palette a lot. And it's just so big and chunky. I don't know, I don't like this palette. That's the bottom line. I have it, I like the colors, but I just don't navigate towards it to use, which is a shame. Best color names, and I must give it to the Balm. I'm gonna use the Nude as an example. But all the palettes from the Balm, it should be packaging also, and should be all kinds of things. But the Nude palette you might be familiar with, and it has all these kinds of like sassy, stubborn, selfish, sophisticated, sexy, serious, snobby. So I just feel like it goes so well with the theme of the palette that I just think it's super cute. So I'll give it to the Balm. And all the other palettes they have, they do a very good job going along with the theme, you know, with their shades. And I have a few of their palettes, and I really, really like it. So that was best color names. Then number 7, least used. And I'm gonna give it to this NYX box of eyeshadows, 112 colors. And the reason for that, again, it's another chunky palette that almost has too much for my own good, you see. I mean, it's a great palette for like Halloween tutorials, which I am very lazy to do. Because it has so many different colors, it's good for like costume or some other kind of stuff. And that's the reason why I keep it, because in the event that I need to create some kind of creative look, I would most likely use this palette. But just for the day-to-day thing, it's so chunky. I guess I don't like chunky palettes like this. So I must pass on this one. It's definitely one of my least used. Then on the other side of the spectrum, which is the most used, I've selected my Naked palettes. And just because I feel like if I have these around, I'm safe in the sense of I can come across any kind of shadow that I want to use and I'll be happy and fine with. So Naked 1, Naked 2, and eventually I will add to the collection with the Naked 3 when it comes back in stock, which currently is out. So my most used, I've selected my Naked palettes. Most loved, I must say, it's the Lorac again, my Unzipped palette. I have many different reasons to love this palette besides the fact that it's a beautiful warm palette with all the kinds of neutral shimmery beautiful shades that you can possibly think of. And it also has a little sentimental value for me. This was the palette I used to do my sister's wedding makeup. And every time I look at it, every time I use, I always remember the day I was doing her makeup and her wedding day. So for me, it's the most loved because of the colors, and it also has a little sentimental value on that. Then last but not least, the Desert Island. A deserted island, whatever the hell you want to say. I hope I never have to go to an island with nothing else to pick. But again, I will double dip into my Smashbox Photo Op palette just because I have almost everything I need in one palette, and if I had to, you know, be isolated somewhere, I probably wouldn't be putting any makeup on, to be honest, but you know, for the sake of this tag, this would be the palette I would bring with me if I had no other choice. So this is my perfect palette tag. Feel free to tag yourselves to do this tag, and if you do, leave me a video response or something so I can come across your tag. This is all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this tag. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.